Date, weren't you going to check the warehouse?
I was, but a thought occurred to me. Iba, are you sure that Ota took this car?
As I've already explained, the security cameras at the Famisto parking lot saw the entire incident clearly.
So it was definitely Ota who drove it here.
Why are you stating the obvious?
Iba, who drove the van here?
There are two possibilities. Either Iris or the criminal who kidnapped Iris.
And Mayumi?
Considering the time that she purchased the chocolate, that would be almost impossible. The van was hijacked from the Famisto parking lot at 10:32 p.m. At that time, Mayumi was in the 812 convenience store more than 100 yards away.
We found the chocolate Mayumi bought on the floor of the cold storage warehouse. But that doesn't prove she was actually at the scene. If she was, how did she get here? She wasn't in the van or the station wagon.
Of course, a different car. I will search for all vehicles that were in this area from Sunday night to Monday morning. Found one hit. A taxi.
Where's that taxi now?
It is parked in Lemniscate's parking lot.
At Lemniscate? Why?
Unknown. But we should speak with the driver immediately.
Hey, got a minute?
Are you talking to moi?
Moi?
Date, now is not the time to be distracted by this old man's diction.
Mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
Moi? I am but a humble taxicab driver.
There we go.
I'm with the police. I have some questions for you.
I have just finished conveying my client from Temeke Sano's studio. I was informed that the visit here would be brief, and thus I have decided to wait in this lobby.
Did you drive this passenger on Sunday night?
Ooh, I did indeed. I remember her well. The old hag.
Old hag?
I took her on a tour of the streets of Tokyo. Our ultimate destination was the warehouse district in Ariake.
Why didn't you report this to the police?
Report it?
You don't know about the incident at the cold storage warehouse? It was all over the news.
No, I'm afraid not. Newspapers and television news programs have never been much of an interest to moi. I was born in Kawago, Saitama.
Then why do you talk like that?
I don't know what you mean. I've spoken this way all my life. My parents speak with the same vernacular. I recall it was around 10 in the evening. Near the Kawasaki district, an unassuming restaurant named Matsushita Diner. That's where I picked up the old hag. And as soon as she stepped foot in my conveyance, she was already barking orders at me. Follow that van, hurry! I must admit, I found it rather exciting, just like an old chase film. I, of course, insisted that I be paid up front. We pursued the van for roughly half an hour. Suddenly, the van came to a halt at a convenience store.
The Famisto along Koshu, right?
Precisely right. I am surprised you know that. In any case, I knew that the jig would be up if we were seen following the van. So I decided to drive past it. I parked at the 8 store, but 100 yards from there, while waiting for the object of our pursuit to make its next move. The old hag suddenly spoke up. "I have to buy something," she declared, then made her way into the 8.
This must be when Mayumi bought the Odoroki Man chocolate.
A few minutes later, the old hag finished making her purchases and walked out. And then, at that very moment, I witnessed the van jet off at great speed down Koshu. I hurried the old hag inside my vehicle, then resumed the chase. We followed them for roughly half an hour more.
I see. If the driver's story is correct, Mayumi did not know that Oto was left behind at the Famisto.
Mayumi thought Ota was in the van the whole time.
We then arrived at a splendid manor. The van entered the premises through the front gate and disappeared from view. We, of course, could not follow, so we waited outside. I estimate another 10 minutes passed. The front gate opened once again, and the van drove out, and we pursued. But 30 minutes later, our pursuit was foiled again.
What happened?
The van drove into the restricted Kabasaki district. The old hag, of course, demanded that I follow, but I was not about to risk my license and livelihood. Instead, I parked on the road and waited for the van to drive back the way it came. But of course, we knew it might not take the same road back. In fact, we were not even sure the van would be coming back at all. But the old hag was not keen on giving up, so we began our stakeout. About 45 minutes later, the date had changed at this point. It was 12:25 a.m. on Monday.
How do you remember the time so well?
Well, you see, I always keep my radio dial on the same station. I remember precisely which programs were playing during this endeavor. Thus, I can approximate the time.
I see. Please continue.
At 12:25 a.m., the old hag's tenacious gamble paid dividends. The van returned down the same street. And thus, we again made pursuit. I kept considerable distance. We had come so far, I did not want to get caught now. But my caution backfired. I lost sight of the van in the Ariake warehouses. Without so much as a thank you, the old hag popped open the door and took off toward the warehouses. I waited for some time, but the old hag did not return. The goose was cooked at this point, so I made the decision to return home. I am glad I had the foresight to ask for payment in advance.
I follow your story. I have one more question. Where is this manor the van stopped at?
Oh, every taxi driver in the city knows that residence. It is the personal home of Congressman So Sajima.
Sajima? Why did the van go to So's house?
We need to speak with him immediately.
Agreed. Let's move. There's no one here.
Indeed.
I don't see So or his bodyguards.
I do not detect them either.
Let's go inside. Hey, Aiba. Do you smell something funny?
You are aware that I do not possess the sense of smell, correct?
Oh, right. There's something strange about this vase. Ugh.
What is it?
This is definitely where the smell is coming from.
Is there something inside?
Maybe, but the opening is covered by a metal plate.
The lid is fixed with a bolt. It will not open easily.
Yeah.
Then, as is standard procedure...
What the?
Date, destroy the vase!
Got it. Sojima?
That is the head of Sojima.
Left eye is hollowed out.
This is most likely a crime committed by the new Cyclops killer.
Do you have an estimated time of death?
Today, sometime between 11 a.m. and noon.
That's about when I was talking to Ota at Matsushita Diner.
At that time, Mayumi was in police custody and Iris was in the ICU of Central Hospital. They have not moved.
That means Ota, Mayumi, and Iris couldn't possibly have committed the crime. Assuming that this is the work of a single killer, those three can be eliminated from the list of suspects.
Ota, Mayumi, and Iris are not the new Cyclops killer.
Right. By the way, why is there no one in the mansion? No bodyguards, no housekeepers.
I do not know.
Does So have family?
Sojima's wife died in labor 30 years ago, giving birth to their son. Their son is currently living abroad.
So lived here alone?
Do you find that suspicious?
No, just...
Date, a call from Pewter.
Connect me.
Date, the sync machine is up and running. You can sync with Mayumi now.
Oh, thanks, Pewter. But there are more pressing matters now.
Did something happen?
Yeah, I found Sojima's body, with the left eye hollowed out.
What?
I'm at the Sojima household. Send the investigation team over.
Why so?
I can answer your questions when I get back to Abyss.
Got it.
Date, what is your plan? Wait until crime scene investigation arrives?
No, there's something I need to do. If that taxi driver was telling the truth, Mayumi was at the warehouse yesterday. And we know the chocolate we found at the scene was hers. Maybe she saw something. Maybe she knows something we don't. Some kind of clue or information about the culprit.
Then...
Yeah, we're gonna sync with Mayumi.